was hanging out with the bartenders and the drag queen from the karaoke bar I go to.
Okay.
And we were listening to the Beef and Dairy Network podcast.
Okay.
And then the front half of my shoe fell off.
Not the front half of your shoe.
And so I had to walk home because the front half of my shoe fell off.
Why did that make you have to walk?
Because I also lost my glasses.
Ooh, you can't see without your glasses.
Traumatizing. Okay, guys, just a heads up. I am going to be recording these sessions just because it makes it way easier for me to reference stuff.
Are you going to stream these?
I'm not streaming, unless I get
Put it on
permission from
YouTube.
everyone.
Put it on YouTube.
Yeah,
You have permission to stream me.
Sam, make me famous.
Sam, I want you to stream it. I want to be a famous. Let's make a podcast, everyone.
I have the stream button right here. I can push it right
Let's
now.
make a podcast.
Let's make a podcast.
And on that note, I bid you all a fun
Adieu.
have fun in the mall.
Let's make a podcast.
Come on up.
You've invoked the wrath. The button is pushed. Stream start.
Take the bus to the mall, everybody. It's the best advice ever.
No, don't.
So I feel like the bus isn't actually anything because I don't think anyone's ever ridden it. You just have like made us really scared of it.
Waiting for the bus in the rain.
Like that 2,000 point thing where like it was a one shot where we're riding the bus. Like that would be over in 15 seconds, and you're just gonna laugh at us because we built 2,000 point characters.
What's happening?
I don't know. This is confused. All I know is that I got garlic bread coming in 5 minutes, and we gotta hold on to it.
Garlic bread.
I want garlic bread.
Sorry, I've been choking down an egg roll this entire
Yes, I'll get
time.
the garlic bread.
Okay. So,
With how you delayed saying roll, I just pictured you just like cracking open eggs and just straight down the throat.
I don't have anything on my character sheet other than my character's name.
perfect.
Same.
Okay.
Also, it says nationality clown.
So that's fine.
That sounds right.
And yeah.
So first thing to know, this is going to be a 136 point game.
Dang it.
It's not a good. Can't it just be 150 or 125?
No.
No, there's actually a good reason. It's
Exactly.
136.
Okay.
So basically, hard dice, like, I need a number divisible by 4 because otherwise hard dice get really awkward towards like the last couple of points.
Okay. Where do you want, Leo?
Okay.
You want to order pizza?
I had pizza tonight. You guys should have pizza.
Okay.
I don't know what to do. You need to do it. I just woke up. There's no brain cells.
I do have Chinese food right here, so if I go silent for a minute, that's because I'm still chewing.
Okay,
Can
I'm
you
pretty sure half of
email
us
me
are
some?
gonna be at some point.
Okay. So let's... David, you still got Skeeter, right? Skeeter's...
Yeah, I still got Skeeter.
Okay. Now, let's start with characters. We should probably... First things first is, get everyone's sheets made, get all the characters set up.
Yep.
Does everyone have their preferred, sheet making method open?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
I love making sheet.
Yeah,
I just need two points in Demon Core, right? Or 2 dice.
2 dice and what?
Demon Core. Oh, dang it.
2 hard dice. You could actually get away with 2 normal dice, but 2 hard dice.
I was gonna do 2 hard dice. I just wanted the number.
Yeah. So, okay. Seth, let's start with Seth.
Hi.
Do you guys want to do character premises now to try and introduce, or do you want to just handle that entirely in game?
Sure. That's fine.
Okay.
So yeah, I am playing Caesar. I will come up with a last name for him the exact second that matters. He is a fellow with a coin that has done some work helping be a mediator between the Lurkers, which are the culty group that powers the mall, and the admin, who, well, they're the admin, they run the mall. He acts generally as an intermediary between the two because the Lurkers never learned how to communicate with people, but he can do that. He does a bunch of cool tricks with throwing his coins. If I have the points for that, he will at some point. But we're gonna see, because I was kind of thinking he was going to be built on 142.
Okay. Now, Seth, since you're technically playing a mall bum, you don't have access to good hyperstats or hyper skills outside of just whatever your artifact gives you.
Yeah.
So, stats, skills, and powers are pretty much built as normal. It looked like you pretty much had his powers written up.
Yeah, I did. I just need to copy them into the sheet.
Okay.
I'm working on that now. The issue is I hate copying from Discord.
No worries. Do you feel like there's anything you need help with, or anything that you need to talk over with your sheet while we're on session 0?
I don't think so. If I come up on anything while I'm doing this, yes. Unless you have an answer about how the multiple actions with the weird thing works.
Okay, so the way we're going to be doing augment this time around is it will be a meta extra that augments other rolls. If you want it to augment multiple rolls in one round, as in like multiple separate dice pools, like a contingent power, you're going to have to do multiple actions with the augment. Otherwise...
Okay. When does it check?
At the start of the round.
Okay.
So
start of the round is what I'm
during the declaration phase is what I mean.
So
when you're declaring...
In declaration phase, can I declare the other action before I declare my augment and get away with doing maneuvers? Because that was the crux of why we started arguing. Yes, I can do that and have that reduce the dice pool.
Yes.
Cool, that makes my life so much easier.
Got it. If that turns out to be horrifically broken, we'll find out pretty fast.
Yeah, and what'll happen is, if that's broken, in like 4 sessions, I'll have it fixed just because of getting...
Okay. So that should be Caesar done. If we could just, as we finish character sheets, if we could just post them to the Mall Game chat in the Discord. So, like, David, I believe you have the most up-to-date version of Skeeter. If you could just post him so I can pin him to the chat.
One sec, I'm making my pizza real quick. I'll be right back.
No worries.
Leo, do you know what my phone is?
Dice.
I have to text my mom and ask her what village my granddad is from in Hungary.
What?
Sorry, everybody. I'm awake now. You can start recording now. So, is the Demon Core touch only?
It technically has a mass capacity.
Okay. What is it? Is it useful?
It is a useful with a mass capacity. It has... Did I not send it to you? I thought I did.
You did, but you don't have the capacity or quality.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, it's a useful mass. Don't know how that's... Sorry.
That's fine.
Alright. So, from there, since Jay is up now, Jay, how about we move right on over to Magpie? Is that still their name?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm posting it in Mall Game?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, continue.
No worries. So, if you have your preferred sheet open. Now, I believe I sent you some clown abilities already, correct?
Probably. Give me a second. You sent me confetti. You sent me audience observes, and you sent me Kudema and contortion. So yes, you did.
And I believe
Leading
I also
the
sent
eye
you...
probably is all. Oh, leading the eye is here. It's
Yeah.
just very little.
Yeah,
Yes, I have them all here.
good. And we're going to pin this.
Just remember, if you are looking for powers in a Discord chat, you can just search focus and you'll find most of them.
Not with
Yeah, I
clown
could
abilities.
also. No, but I could search PPD.
That does work.
That does work.
Hey, I think you stole that one from me.
Whew. Wow.
Okay. So, from there, things the clowns can do. You don't really have access to a ton of good hyper stats at the start, and I don't believe you wanted to spend more on gang abilities than you needed to, since you were moving to admin.
I wanted to spend a decent amount on gang abilities because I'm not going to be able to take any more clown powers
Got it.
from
Okay.
gang abilities.
So I don't know if this would fit the character, but clowns do have access to hyper coordination if they take certain drugs, and they
I don't think so.
Okay. And they do have access to hypersense, so long as there's one version that is also involving drugs, and there's one that you just have to be unobserved.
Can't you get hypersense from admin too?
You can.
Yeah.
If you have a limited amount of stuff to get from clown.
I think I might start with. We can change this as we go through character creation. I think I might start with maximum human level sense, and then maybe move up to hypersense it. But I gotta finagle that. But hypersense is the only thing that I could imagine her having.
Okay.
Otherwise, everything is human.
So just so we can cost points appropriately, sense with admin, you can buy it for 3 points, and it'll be from the driven source, which is decent. All right. I forgot a very important step. Jay, do you want to introduce your character?
Yeah. Magpie is. She used to be a clown, and she has sad clown makeup tattooed on her face. But because she left the party city, they did tattoo a big black sensor bar over her eyes, as if to strike her out. She was brought into Party City as a youth, and does not like clowns, does not like Party City, and her power is she's got a artifact that is a cuckoo clock that creates little ghostly, shadowy birds, and they function as like a surveillance camera for a set time in the future. But basically, they see what will happen wherever they go for a set time. So if she chooses 9/11, then she sees everything that's happening on the whole world during 9/11. That's the only.
Yeah. Cool.
She can see them hit the Pentagon.
They hit the fucking Pentagon.
Hit the fucking Pentagon. Now, did you still want the few questions I had for you? Because technically speaking, that is a premonition power. Did you want, last we talked, we were going to say that your power had a base assumption that it is showing you the future that will currently play out but can be changed via actions. But you had the option of spending a base will to get an absolute certain prophecy. Did you still want to use that mechanic?
That's what I wanted to do. Is I have the option to spend a base will to set something in stone, and then
Do you have to spend willpower to use it?
I don't think so.
Not if it's uncertain. because uncertain is just this is what's most likely going to happen based on the observed factors in this area.
Yeah.
So it's like it's good for playing probabilities, but it can change pretty easily.
Yeah.
Now, Jay, I think I've sent you this before, but I have a few questions. One, you had talked about having the magpies able to steal items from the future, and those items would disappear if continuity was broken. Do you still
Yes.
want that ability? Okay. Did you still?
I do want that ability. If it's hard to make happen with starting stats, I don't mind picking it up after.
Got
Yeah.
it. Final question. You had talked about having the magpies potentially being able to see into the past and able to take items from the past. Did you still want that?
Again, I think that's something that is fine to pick up later. Like extending it to the past. Unless it's like it would cost the same for them to see into the past and the future as it would to just see in the future. In which case, whatever, I'll have them be both.
We might be able to do that.
Send it to me. I can make it cheaper. Sam will just be angry.
I mean, I'm not trying to. I don't need to cut corners and save points on everything. I can be slightly inefficient,
Oh, that's
especially since I'm not playing a combat talent and like my abilities will not be able to do damage. I'm just here to gather information, so it doesn't suit.
Okay, so you're the Charlie of this group.
Yes.
Or the
except I can't turn people into glass or kill people with bees.
Yeah, but you can do other stuff. Like,
Yeah. Like steal my own hat.
Also, turning people into glass has worked like maybe once.
I can steal my own hat. That's what
Seth, I want you to know turning people to glass weighs upon my mind like lead every single time I plan an encounter. It is... If I ever forget about it for a second, I have just wasted all of my time.
So the thing is, you just give them 8 willpower and they're good.
1.
Okay, give them 16 willpower and they're good. Ignore the fact that it has duration. It'll be fine. There won't be any consequences, I'm sure.
Okay. So, Jay,
Mm-hmm.
I've sent you a mock-up of Summon Magpies. This version will summon exactly 1 magpie,
Okay.
but they stick around as long as you're conscious.
Oh, is it like a minions thing in the way that I build minions powers?
Kinda, yeah.
So it summons a magpie. What does the spray part mean?
It means it always works. And
okay.
So the reason I did this is normally minion powers...
It is my trick.
Yeah. It works well for minion powers.
It does.
Yeah. So, the limited width and slow means that it goes off at width 1, and it goes off every other round. So it's not great in combat, but...
Mm-hmm. But if I'm concentrating, I can just constantly make more and more magpies.
Yeah. They'll build up slowly over time. They're just standard minions. They go away in 1 hit. But they can see. Now, let's see here. There's an alternate version of this where we can make the magpie a sidekick. Sidekicks, you can only have 1, but they're generally higher quality and they share your sense and mind. So instead of just having a bunch of dumb ghost magpies that you can vaguely control, this would be 1 magpie that's very high quality that you have direct control over, and you'd be able to sense. Would you prefer them?
The way that I imagine the power is she can sort of see through the magpie's senses, but they can't, like, attack things. They just sort of...
Oh, sidekicks don't... You would have to buy an attack quality.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm just, like, saying how... Like, they don't physically interact with things. She can just sort of see through them.
Based off how Jay is talking about the character, I think the minions version makes more sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I just mainly wanted to go with... Do you want 1 high-quality one, or a bunch of lower-quality ones?
A bunch of lower-quality ones.
Okay, then that's exactly what we have here. Now, let's see here. Now, we obviously have to give them flight, precognition's a good word for it, and if you want to be able to see through their eyes directly, that's probably a power.
Okay. A separate power.
Yeah, separate power.
Okay.
Unless, technically speaking, there are rules for minion communication in the book. It would basically be like, we can either have a direct feed where you look at them directly, or we could have it so that they have to come back to you to relay what they saw, and that would be free.
I'm good with making it the direct feed to be a separate power. That's fine.
Okay.
So, actually, I thought, could you start with it, them having to return to, and then upgrade to them being able to communicate with you later to save some points?
If I need to save points, if I need to save points, we can have them report back, and then we can add on.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of, like, you said you're not going to be able to buy more clown power, so I'm trying to think of getting you as many clown powers as possible by trying to save points now.
Okay.
I mean, I'm also going to be able to buy more non-admin powers.
Yeah, but, like, I feel like with your character being a former clown, it'd be cool if you had some of those abilities, and I don't want you to have to waste all your points on not that.
Hey.
Yeah.
Jay, did you want the magpies to be able to carry stuff while flying, and if so, how much?
Well, theoretically, yes, because they can steal things.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. What is the flight speed of an unladen swallow? Let me just quickly Google how much weight can a magpie carry. Wow, the Reddit thread that this took me to, it starts with, my mom has dropped her car keys somewhere.
What?
I mean, that makes sense.
It wasn't magpies, they just lost them in the house. A 5-ounce bird could not carry a 1-pound coconut.
Okay, so let's see here. So yeah, they're not going to be able to carry much, that's fine. How about they're going to be able to move at 20 miles per hour, and they'll be able to... Jesus Christ. Okay.
Let's limit it to... I'm okay with limiting it to small objects.
No, like, I have one dice pool, and it's like... I have it at one dice, and its mass capacity is 50 pounds. These things can carry 50 pounds each.
I mean, could you take a reduced capacity?
We could do reduced capacity if you wanted to do that.
Reduced capacity would reduce it to 5 pounds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which seems reasonable.
Yeah, 5 pounds is still ridiculously large for a single magpie, but that's fine.
Look at that fucking bird, it's carrying a small child.
Like 50 pounds? 50 pounds?
That's ridiculous.
Imagine a 5-ounce bird carrying 50 pounds. Just imagine what that would look like.
I'm picturing just the most ripped bird you've ever seen.
It's just flexing to defy gravity.
So, do you mind if we butt in with a question about recall?
Yeah, what's up?
So, I noticed looking at how you've written the power, you don't include the gang extra on the attack quality. Is that intentional?
On recall. No, I did not. I forgot gang. That's on me.
Can I add that, and can I just add whatever I want as the other one?
Normally be an attack level or go first with that one, but yeah.
I'll do. Yeah, okay, sure. Right. I have to ask. Penetration question mark?
Wait.
Usually not.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'll just throw an attack level one.
Leo, did you order the food that you were going to order? Oops.
Okay. Let's bump these down to 2 miles per hour. Let's keep this reasonable, actually.
2 miles per hour is really slow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, 20 miles an hour is pretty reasonable for a magpie.
Okay.
Sam, have you ever seen a bird in real life?
Birds aren't real.
Joey Murders? Is
Why
that you?
did you move so fast?
Two,
got Jeff
four,
in there.
2.
You know how I feel about the birds aren't real thing. Sam's
I
about to
don't.
feel.
Please enlighten me.
I was about to feel my wrath. That's all I'm saying.
What do you feel about the birds aren't real thing?
Okay.
I'm about to feel my wrath.
I don't think I've heard this before, genuinely.
I don't like it.
Okay.
Now, the flight is expensive. It's at 12 points, and they need a round to get flap and take off. They have a mass capacity of 5 pounds.
Why is the flight so expensive?
Yeah.
The added capacity, mass, and the booster on speed.
Wait, why is there a booster on speed?
Because otherwise, it is 2 miles per hour.
Wow.
Why? Can we
Yeah,
reduce it? Because we're adding reduced capacity to the mast, though. Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Because otherwise, they would carry 50.
Might as well just go all out and just make it be able to carry anything.
Well, that will make it
More expensive.
will make it more expensive.
Here, if we do it like this, maybe it'll be a little bit cheaper. 2, 4, 2, -1, 3, or sorry, no. -1, 1, 2, 1. All right, 5 points. So effects of what I just did there. I removed the booster on speed. That makes them fly at 5 miles per hour.
Wait, how did you get 5?
Because I took out the booster. Here,
Should
let
there
me
be 2?
post. Let me post what we have in Mulligan.
Oh, you had an extra dice. No, that doesn't make sense either.
Yes, it did. See, flight, 1 wiggle dice, 1 normal dice, 5 points, 1 point per die. Carries 10 pounds
Okay.
at 5 miles per hour. Which is slow for a bird, but it is cheaper.
Let's see how many other points I have to spend, I guess, too.
Okay.
If I have the points left over, I'll just spend the points,
All right. No worries. Ba-ba-ba. Oh, whoops. Just gonna edit that. Sorry, I make noises when I make powers. It's
Fine.
okay. And so for the precog, what I'm going to do is it's going to be endless attached to the minions. It's going to disable their ability to see the present moment, because they're only going to be able to see at the point designated in the future or past.
Yep.
I'm going to upgrade this from precog to all-around cog. Basically, you pick a time frame. That is the amount of time we are displaced from the present moment when you summon the minions.
Okay.
You can't change it. That's just where that magpie sees. But it lets you see past or present.
Yeah, fine.
Okay.
Do you mean past or future?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, it's okay. We all knew what Sam meant.
David, you might have to get an auto-translate for Samisms. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
That's me. I'm going to translate.
Okay. So, let's see here. We have flight, 5 points. All-around cog, that's 2 hard dice. That's going to be 4 points.
More like all around.
Summon magpies is 2 points. Now, stealing objects from another time. we're not going to do heavier than what the magpies can carry. So, well, I guess could multiple magpies work on one item, you think?
Yeah, they could all work together.
Cool. All right. There it is. Okay, sorry, I had to look up a flaw there. Let's see here. Okay. 2 0 0 2. Okay. So, with this, the magpies, when working together, the maximum amount of mass they'll be able to pull from another time in another place is, it's going to be about 10,000 pounds, I believe.
What?
That would take a lot of time to.
That's the maximum. Or, sorry, it has 3 boosters at 100 pounds. Sorry, that's 100,000 pounds.
So that would require 20,000 magpies.
Correct. So
that would require me to have my power running for 40,000 rounds.
Yeah, just about. You're probably
long as
not
one
gonna,
round.
Yeah, you're probably
Sam,
not.
how long is one round?
Yeah, you can only do one magpie every other round because it is slow on it.
So yeah. So 20,000 magpies, which is 40,000 rounds. How many seconds is in one round in this system?
E.
40.
Every time.
3,
So
We're just gonna round it to 3.
Question.
that's only 108,000 seconds.
So, is there any reason to have it at more than 1,000 pounds? Like genuinely?
Just I couldn't think of any other extras to put on there.
It's like a little bit more than a day. That's 30 hours.
So just a thought, you could go down to 1 booster, and then go down from 1 dice and add a hard dice and spray.
Wait.
All right, Jank Lord, we'll do it.
Oh wait, no, wait. That would make it only 500, which is a fair amount. But I guess that'd be Jay's call. It saves 2 points, though.
I don't think it needs to be. I don't think it needs to be more than 500. I think that's okay.
Okay, then that'll bump it down to 2 points. Let me just do the thing.
Hi. Sam hates how I build powers.
It upsets me viscerally. It just looks wrong to my face.
I have a 1-point fly.
Okay. There's another time, another place. You can now, if the timeline is messed up in any way, like it becomes, if you steal an item from the past and it becomes impossible for you to return it to that place and time, the item will disappear. If you steal it from the future and then make it impossible for that item to be there in the future, it will disappear.
Okay.
Now, obviously, this means this power can't work with things like you can't go to a clinic, go to the past where used medicine was unused and then use it for yourself, because that's an obvious paradox right there.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. But if you just want to borrow something, then that's fine.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
What if you took medicine that was about to expire?
I do sort of have a mental image of, like, she steals something from the future and then has to, like, put it down in the right position in order for the timeline to go back to realign. You know, it's like she steals a a knife that is in a door, stabs someone with it, and then has to go put it in the door, and then it won't disappear.
Mhm.
It doesn't have to be that way. That like, it doesn't have to like mandatory that she does that or whatever. If that's, I just like the mental image of that is something that she does.
That's basically how it's built. Okay.
Cool. What happens if I break continuity?
The item disappears, and any recent changes made by that item may or may not revert, depending on their nature.
If I stab someone and then the knife,
If it
is
like
not
disappears
supposed
the same round, stab is undone.
Okay.
If it was done a round or more ago, that's in the timeline. That stays.
Okay.
Now that is a total of 9, 11, 13 points you have spent on powers.
That's nothing.
It's nothing.
Did you want to go back up to the more expensive flight?
Don't I need 2 hard dice and not 1 in each of them?
Well, that's where the spray comes in. That lets you roll an extra dice.
This is why he gets angry at me.
Seth, I think Seth is evil. I just realized why you're putting spray on it, and I think that if the game designers found out about that, they would kill Seth and they would take his skin. Because it's cheating, is all.
Sam got so angry when he looked at a power that I built for Tom for the one shot.
So I could literally
I
just
built
take
it
the spray off
exactly
and it would be a
correct.
little-
I built it exactly correct, but it was
Put it
just
back
so
in the
weird.
fucking oven. It's raw.
So spray is it adds an extra die for what purpose though?
You just add an
It
extra dice
just
to the roll.
does that. They designed it that way for some godforsaken reason. You can
It
also
doesn't
do
affect capacities,
So it's-
but if
it's
it doesn't,
good.
if capacities don't matter, then just use
Yeah.
it.
That's what I was gonna say. It's not okay. I understand. It is because it is. Well, I don't know if I would say balanced, but it is slightly more fair, specifically because of the fact that it doesn't affect capacities and like it
Mhm.
doesn't actually affect things that
Yeah.
matter. It's just if you have a power that you need to have 2 hard dice and nothing more.
Yeah, and especially if you have a thing where you're going to have excess flaws, like when you have both focus and attached. It's
Yeah.
just a good way to make it cheaper, especially when you're starting a game and trying to save some points.
Okay. I'll allow it. I won't. I will cheat. I will cheat.
I also really like. I picked up that method because of how I like building minions, which is how your magpies are built. Because when I build minions, I want to summon one, and that's the way I figured out how to do it.
Okay.
You want to summon 1?
Yeah, I only want to summon one minion when I do.
You're wrong.
Just for like the flavor. No, like one at a time, not like only one ever.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Summon odd job.
You don't want to do what Chris did to his horrible.
No, I don't.
Okay, so now do you want to just keep? As far as I'm aware, this is pretty much all you need for your magpies to work. Do you want to keep this version of it, or did you want to change anything? Or
I'm gonna be real honest with you. I've played this game a whole lot. I still don't really understand how any of this works, but if you say it works the way I want it to work, then that's fine.
okay, the main point I'm asking about is the flight, because this is the cheaper version where they're slower, and they carry a weird amount.
Oh,
I will probably have points left over.
Okay, we can come back if you have points left over. Just remember, you're admin. You can buy cents for 3 dice.
Yep.
Do you need help with your skills or stats? Because this is pretty much all you need for powers.
No, I am good.
Okay. Okay, so just copy the powers I sent you for the clowns back over to your character sheet. Add these powers, and that should be okay. If you have Any questions or concerns before we move on?
No.
Okay. Awesome. All right. That brings us to Leo. Hey Leo, who are you playing, buddy? Leo, you are muted.
I don't know where Leo's going. Babe, I'm muted. You can talk. He's on Discord on his phone, and he left his phone in the living room.
Classic.
I am now unmuted. Hello, good afternoon, good evening.
Hello.
Hey Leo. All right.
I'm playing my newly named, or newly renamed, Hex character. 'Cause she loves it.
Oh.
So she's going to be she is somebody who has uploaded her brain into a infinite, indestructible floppy disk. And there are some caveats to it as well.
I love that.
That's who she is.
Okay.
So she's currently in like a kind of scrabbled together computer body with some TV screens for a TV screen for a head, and her hands are power gloves. And her hands are power gloves.
Powerful.
And that's what she is. Now, what she does, that's a great question.
Yeah.
No, 100% yet. I want her to have the ability to control electricity. Taser. I want her to have a taser, yes.
Well, that's really good for Monads.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But also, okay, so I'm going to share my screen. The reason is because I found this sheet online. That's apparently Wild Talents. Oh, whoops! I'm not actually. Oh shit! I can't. Never mind.
Disconnect on your computer.
No, but I'd have to disconnect my headphones and then reconnect my headphones. Then I'm lazy. Anyways, so I was so. Oh, good lord. Let me send you what I have for universal compatibility. Mostly because I don't remember if it's exactly what you're gonna be wanting to have for the exacts of her universal compatibility ability. Which is to say, I have 2 question marks there. That's +2 because if not, it would technically cost 0 or even negative.
So I see
I'm
your
not sure what to
useful
do about
labeled
that.
as a +1. Remember, useful qualities cost +2.
No, fuck me.
Qualities always cost +2.
Okay. And then you have now cost 0.
Okay. So the boosters are for the mass capacity, correct? So this is
I
lets
believe
you
so.
control more stuff. We could just take off willpower bit.
Okay.
And that leaves you at 1. If you buy... You can honestly get away with 2 hard dice on this. Or, well... Yeah, you can
Yeah, it was made... Yeah. You have 2 hard dice on it when we first initially created it.
So 2 hard dice would cost 4 points and would let you control anything up to 100,000 pounds, so long as there's a way for you to get your floppy disk in there. That could be anything from inserting it into a disk drive to pulling out some wiring and jamming it into an outlet.
Well, universal compatibility is supposed to,
Yeah.
It forces a disk drive to exist on whatever piece of technology there is.
Pretty much, yeah. You just... What I'm saying is you have to get slammed in there. You have to get chaos dumped into anything you want to use.
You have to be able to touch it, right? Is that what he's going for?
Yeah, basically. So I guess touch is supposed to be technically one of these things.
No,
Mass is...
you have a mass capacity, so that means you do have to be touching it.
Yeah, so mass has no range, but it lets you affect an amount of material.
Okay.
Now it has attached security systems, so you know that GIF of that guy tapping on a leaf going Mother Nature hacked? That's basically Anna whenever she's slammed into something. You have to make a roll. Like, you could be slammed into a concrete wall, you would still have to hack it for your power to work.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Alright.
But okay, so what kind of would that just be a roll against my power or against my skill?
So it's see, there's a little flaw. It says attached security systems. Security systems is the skill you roll to hack things like computers.
Okay.
It's like lock picking for electronics. It's
Okay,
under the
fantastic.
mind stat, and of course, you know, you're a mole rat. You can naturally buy that as a hyper skill,
Noise.
which it just costs 1 point per die. It's super cheap, and you have ways of making it very good and reliable. One of the things that the Mallrats do is they are big into AI tech, so you literally could just buy an AI core that you just put in a little button on your floppy disk. You could have it do the hacking for you, and that still counts.
Very good.
Now, since all of your stuff is pretty much a factor of your robotic body, all of your stats can have focus on them.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, pretty much all of your stats except mind are gonna have they're going to be hyper stats and they're going to be focus. So they're going to be there. You see the little focus flaw on universal compatibility where it says irreplaceable, indestructible, accessible?
Yeah.
That's
Basically that
-2.
on everything.
Yeah, that's on everything, and they're hyper stats. So your stats are going to cost 2 points per die. But
Nice.
if your floppy is ever removed, you're done. You just lose those stats.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, she is technically not in the body. So
I'm about to steal the floppy disk straight from.
and should I have her heart?
Your mind stat is the only one where that's different. That one you can buy for 1 point per die, because you can add the gang flaw to that. The Mallrats are really good at AI integration. You are straight up. You are exactly in line with what they are working on.
Do they get free hyperstats for that? Like, can they just buy 10?
Yeah. You can go up to. You can spend 10 points to have 10 mind. That's totally doable.
Nice.
The only caveat is the first one can't be part of the gang.
Okay, that makes sense.
You have to. So that one will cost 2.
So 11 points for 10 in a stat is still really good, though.
Okay. Now, once we have that noted, let's go on to your skills are all pretty much normal except for security systems and a knowledge that Mallrats get, but we can come back to that later. The most difficult part we're going to be working on are your powers.
Yes.
So, first things first, the main power you were telling me about was, I believe, the one that functioned like Regent, where you just made people convulse. Right?
Well, I wanted to start with being able to shoot people with electricity.
Okay.
I feel like I always framed that Regent power as like a more like fine comb use of that power. So.
Got it. Now, do you want it to be like Avatar: The Last Airbender lightning, or do you want it to be like a taser?
Yes, shooting electricity out of my hands.
Okay. We can do both.
Yay! Redundancies is always important.
Mm-hmm.
Now, attack capacities, which is what this damaging part is going to be, those will tend to be a little bit expensive because you want to get some good extras on those, but I'll just... do you want it to be like maximum lethality, or would you like to control... Like, would you... Do you want hard dice or wiggle dice? Which one would you like to focus on?
I think I'd probably go for wiggle dice, and also something maybe more like go fast stunner kind of thing.
Yeah. We're going to be building the stun as an attached quality. So, the attack itself won't have a stun.
Okay.
That'll
Okay,
be a secondary thing attached to it that goes off at the same time. So let's think of this. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna give this focus. The Mallrats do have tech they can lend you, so we're gonna give this gang. Basically, gang is gonna say, like, if you get shunned by the gang, this power is going to slowly become unreliable to unusable because you're going to lose tech necessary, or tech, skills, expertise, and fuel necessary for this power to function properly.
You see.
Are you cool with me throwing that flaw on?
Hey Sam, does that mean that my clown powers are going to degrade?
No, admin specifically have a passive that lets you ignore that part from the gang you came from. It replaces your clown passive.
Okay.
Well, okay, so I'm fine with that being on the stun, but I was thinking of the, like, just shoot to be, like, you know, you're shooting electricity, you know?
Got it. Okay.
I will be back in just 1 second.
No worries. Okay.
I know that sounds a little redundant, but I think it would be fine if she had a taser, but also could control electricity.
That's totally fine. That's why I ask. Alright, so we're going to give this obvious... because I'm imagining, thunderclap, bright flashes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you want this to have an ammo system? Do you want it to have a cooldown period, or do you want it on command at all times?
The last one, on command at all times.
Okay, so maximum reliability. That's no depleted. That's no slow. Let's see here. Does this have any willpower bit component to it? Does it draw upon, like, we could do willpower investment, which wouldn't take any willpower, but you wouldn't be able to use this power if you went below a certain willpower threshold. That could represent, like, a battery life, or we could just not do that.
I'm just gonna say, yeah, no.
Okay.
This is probably gonna be expensive, so.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with taking that in.
Okay, so I have focus and obvious right now. That's going to be 4, -2, 0, 1. Let's see here. Okay, so just the damaging part. Lightning Bolt has 2 wiggle dice and 4 normal dice. It has focus and obvious for same reasons as always. Focus is a -2 for you, my bad. So that's going to be 24 points with the current dice pool. It has Speeding Bullet, which means characters with less than 6 coordination cannot physically dodge this attack. It's too fast.
Nice.
And it has electrocuting. And what that means is if you hit someone in a hit location, the attack is going to travel down their hit silhouette until it reaches ground. So if you hit someone in the head, electrocuting means it's going to hit their head, body, and one of their legs to get to the ground.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 24 points is a lot. Yeah, I know, but I was kind of wanting to put like stunning on it, which is like going to kill it if I try and put that on. I imagine.
Bullet
So,
days.
How much is
not
stun?
quite, because we can build that separately. Watch. We're going to do taser. Uh, duh, 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 duh. Give me 1 second. Okay, I think it did.
Oh yeah, what am I? Oh my. Coin walk.
2, 3, 1, 0, -1, 0.
This power
Okay.
is so stupid.
So.
Even I'm getting angry looking at what I did for the coin walk power.
Okay, so taser is an added useful quality. It has this thing called contingent. Contingent means that this is a power that goes off once conditions are met. So once you hit someone with lightning bolts, it's gonna hit them with. They're gonna get tased as well. And the stun takes a second to kick in. So while your lightning bolt might go off at like width 3, there's going to be a moment between 3 and the width of 2 that the taser has where, they might get an action off. But what the taser does is it's a stun. You hit someone, they're stunned for a round, and, they're actually stunned for 2 rounds because it's lingering. They'll have to make an endurance check to fight it off, but it's also going to give 2 penalty dice. So their rolls are going to get worse after they get hit with the lightning bolt, even if they save against the stun. And you are a mall rat, your passive, Ride the Lightning, upgrades days so that it lasts for with rounds instead of just 1 round.
It's so good. It's so good.
Very good.
So yeah, you hit someone with lightning bolts, they take the damage, and then as like the electricity settles into their nervous system, they get hit with a stun, and they lose some dice from just the shakes that settle in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's damage and a stun.
Wow.
Is this
Very good.
So altogether, that's gonna be 28 points.
Okay.
One thing to note though is your lightning bolt has a greater. I didn't think about this. Your lightning bolt has a greater range than your taser. Would you like to reduce the range? So basically, how it works right now is your taser has a range
Only works within
of
20 yards.
20 yards, where your lightning bolt has a range of 320 yards. So basically, if you hit someone too far away, it loses the stun. We can fix that. We could make the lightning bolt shorter ranged, which would give it more points to work with, or make it
It
cheaper.
would be 32 yards, so you'd have to hit someone pretty close to you, if I heard sound correctly.
Yeah. Or we could buy more dice in the taser.
Which would be expensive.
Not horrifically. It's only 1 point per die. And what it would do is we could we could take off like the stun lasting multiple rounds, give it a booster in range, and that would immediately upgrade it to 200 yards, which is it's
Better.
It's about comparable with the lightning bolt. You would only really suffer the range penalty at extreme ranges.
So how many points would I have to? If I could make my lightning 300 yards seems like a lot. Well, is that just because I have to take
That's 'cause of
one
the dice
minus
pool.
booster?
That's
So if you took a -1 to reduce capacities, it would become 32 yards, which feels a little short, maybe? Question mark.
Yeah.
32 yards is 100 feet.
I don't know. How much is he planning to snipe some fools?
It really depends. Certain factions play at different ranges. Clowns get close to you. Lurkers are mid-range. Meanwhile, if you're fighting like the church, they may not be even in like the same room when they hit you.
Don't like that.
Strange. Yeah. I'll keep that in mind, I guess. Let me think about the days. I do want to be able to have that as, like, as and in order to make it, fit with my lightning bolt, I'd have to give it a booster in range. So add 1 point per die, which would make it cost
8
6?
points instead of 4.
8. Oh. And then that would put me at, and then, well, so my question is, do I have to, so you were saying earlier about my, like, actual stats and skills costing me things. Like, I still have to do that, and I don't actually know how to. So
Okay.
I guess the problem is I'm not sure how to portion out each one.
Okay, so we can start with stats. That's fine. Basically, the human average in a stat is 2 dice. When you want to buy a dice in a stat, because they start at 0, you need to buy at least 1. Every dice you buy in a stat, just subtract 2 points, 1 for mind.
Except for your first one.
Except for the first one. Just buy. So, like, for example, there's no like passive benefits to a stat until you get above 5. So like if you buy 5 body, you'd be able to lift more. If you buy 5 dice in body, you can lift 800 pounds. Sprint at 20 yards around. That's 20 miles per hour.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a sprint. Let's see here. The rest of the stats don't really have passive bonuses until you get to like 5 or greater. But you don't need that many stats unless you're trying to do something specific. Basically, your stats are just cheap. That's so like if you wanted to buy two dice in every stat, which is like the human average, that would cost you about 11 points. Normally that costs about 60 points for a normal character.
Yeah, okay.
Again, that's due to the downsides you've taken for your character.
Yeah. Let me see if I can fix something though. Yeah, okay, hold on. Ah, I see.
Now you might want a lot of mind because of universal
There's a lot of
compatibility.
things. Yeah, a lot of things that are important for me and my mind.
Mm-hmm. And skills, you might want to buy some in security systems. Stealth,
Okay.
endurance, and stability are always good options. Athletics is like running and jumping.
Hey. Oh.
And again, pretty much all of those, since they're not yours specifically, you're just going to be buying at 1 point per die.
Oh, okay. Then my next question is, if something happens to the body she's currently using, does that mean she would have to spend time making all these things over again?
It would
Like, or
basically be so as long as you're part of the Mallrats, they can cobble this together pretty easily.
okay.
Like, the more dice you have, I might rule that it might take longer to fix. But this is basically just something they threw together in a garage for you.
Okay. So let me.
Wait, crap, that's 8 points.
I'm gonna. I'm probably gonna dump a lot of. So is there for six? I guess for mind, you said it costs 2 for initially, and then
Just
a bunch
one
more
point
for
per-
every other dice.
Nope, just 1 point per die after the first one.
Yeah. Okay. So, and 2 for hard, 4 for wiggle.
4 for wiggle, yep. 2 for hard.
Okay.
Hey, is there any
And-
capacity on recall?
Ranged.
Oh. Yeah,
So
that is not
I'm gonna
helpful.
I'm gonna give her the equivalent of a lot of encyclopedia. I'm gonna give her 2 hard dice in mind, just because I feel like that's probably cool to hold on to. And mind, that just kind of means that I have 2 hard dice in every mind stat, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you will. Your mind, you have perfect recall, basically.
Cool. Cool. And then I'm gonna add, and would it cost the same for like individual stats under mind?
The skills? Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
yeah.
much anything to do with your mind is going to cost 1 point per die, unless you're doing something fancy.
Alright. I'm gonna also give her 4 in security systems.
Can I put the attack quality on recall later?
Sure.
Just to save some points, because recall's kind of expensive.
That's fine.
Okay.
2 dice in mind, 2 hard dice in mind, and then 4 dice in security systems. I'm just writing this down.
Is there no strike?
And then I guess also 11 points to make everything average. Basically.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe not 11, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, command, sense, coordination. Okay, so now that I am average, except for my mind. So what? 2 dice in mind. That's 3 points, and then that's 8, right? And so 3. And it's 4 points. So 8 points for the hard dice in mind, right?
Yeah, for 2 hard dice in mind.
Yeah.
If we're doing the special stats, sorry, I actually did my math wrong. It would be 24 points to be average every stat, because I have the times 2 queued up. I didn't press enter. I'm dumb. My bad.
Oh, wait. So
with everything but mind, it's 2 points per die.
Mhm.
So 2 dice is average. I didn't press enter, so it was showing me the number for 1 dice in every stat.
Oh, okay.
I'm
So
confident, I
it would-
swear.
Okay, so how many points would that take for me to have 2 hard dice in mind and then average everything else?
Average and everything else?
Yes.
Average is 20 points with everything but mind. To have average mind, that's 3 points. So 23 points.
I sent you a question, Sam.
And then the 2 hard dice in mind as well as the averageness?
Yep.
Is it a total of 23?
Yeah, that's average everything.
Sam, why does it have high capacity and
Sorry, did Jay say something?
Jay did say something. Jay unmuted.
Sorry, I'm muted. Why does my flight power have both high capacity and reduced capacity? Don't they cancel each other out?
No, high capacity isn't booster. Booster is the one you're thinking of where it magnifies. High capacity is since the dice pool is really small, what happens is normally when you have two capacities, you have to split the dice pool between them. High capacity means that you can you are basically treated as always being an unladen swallow instead of slowing down tremendously when you have an item.
I understand. Thank you.
No worries.
Sorry, Sam, what do you mean that'll nerf the range? I'm taking 2 dice off the boost.
Oh,
off the spray. Or 1 die off the spray.
Oh, you're reducing spray.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that just nerfs the spray then, yeah.
Which sucks, but like, I'm over point budget for power because I want to have 100 points for non-powers character.
Okay.
My question is, so I'm gonna add 1 more dice in mine to make it an even number because we have 23, and that's stupid. So for a total of with 24 points from the light vault, and also, how much did we say universal compatibility was going to be?
4 points.
4 points. Okay. So a total of that much of points that have been used, basically. If that checks out.
That looks about right.
Okay.
So as long as the coin is within 1,000 dark units, come back.
Oh, also another question. Does that mean that because of the gang extra on my mind, does that mean if I do wrong against the mall rats, I just get stupider?
It would be more like the AI tech that's helping you speed up would it would slow. It would be more like you might take a second to reply to things after a while. It would be the last thing to go. I'm telling you right now, like you if you have a high enough mind, you might be able to even maintain that on your own.
Okay.
Just my mind.
I will say, having a really high mind does grant like passive bonuses. Like they're like, let's see here. Having like 9 mind is like true perfect recall. You don't even need to roll to remember everything you've seen, heard, or sensed at any point in the past.
That'd be helpful because. Oh, but if I spend 7 more points, it'd make it uneven again.
So having like 9 mind is about where you'd be safe for like being able to work on AI systems.
Okay. Alright, I think I just might do that, mostly because I gotta make her more smarter. So that's, you said 1 point per die, right?
Yep, it's
6
very
more points.
cheap.
Okay. 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 So universal compatibility just lets her get into a system, I guess, and lets her get into a system, hack it, and control it.
Yeah, just lets you play around. So if you oh, I just realized there's some horrible synergy with David's character here.
Oh yeah, you have no clue what I'm about to say. I was going to say it would also be cool if she could like upgrade things as she's connected to things, but I'm not sure how even that would work.
We can work on that later. That would be expensive.
Yeah.
I will say right now, that's going to require some trust first.
yeah, absolutely. We'll get to that when we cover David's character, which I'm so excited for. Okay. Now,
Lightning bolt.
all right,
And
Leo,
Phil.
we got lightning bolt. That's a pretty decent attack. It doesn't deal a lot of damage, but it's hard to miss, and it's hard to dodge, and it has a pretty good stun. Did you want any defenses or any like there are tools the mole rats have that let them hack at a distance or hack without being noticed. They have shield tech, which is like energy shields. If you want any of those.
Wait, hold on. So 9. Let me just like make sure I can tally up all the points I have so far, and so I know how much to like that I can give as opposed to how much I could upgrade the things I already have. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So did you buy 7 more dice in mind? Because if so, you're at 73 points.
No. Okay, so 72 points. I'm buying it, so I have 9 in mind. So I don't have a uneven number.
Got it. 72 points it is.
Okay, so that gives me 60 or so, right? I would like actually to make sure the taser is the same distance as my lightning bolt. So let me make sure that's the first step.
If the taser's range is greater than the lightning bolt, because it can only be set off by the lightning bolt, if your taser's range is greater, it will always match the lightning bolt's range.
Okay. But like, but not vice versa, you know. And
not vice versa.
And I have lightning bolt at what 300 yards or something.
Something about that, yeah.
How do I make my taser 300 yards, baby?
Yeah, it's at 320 yards. A pretty easy way to do that. We could nix the booster, or we could nix the lingering for a booster, and buy 1 additional dice in it, and that would do it.
Additional regular dice?
Regular or hard dice. I was going to do hard dice, just because that makes it a lot better.
Yeah, baby, I'll take it.
All right.
And it only gives me 2 more points that I have to take in?
Yeah.
But if I also added the lingering, how much would that cost me? 6 more points?
Yes.
I want to hold on to the lingering. I'm
Alright.
gonna hold on to the lingering. I have something I'm calculating with right now. So I have 3 hard dice with the lingering, and also, yeah, it's only a +1 for the lingering, correct?
Yes, and it's 1 additional round, so that's 2 points per die, 3 hard dice. That's gonna be 12. What is that? 24 points now.
Well, I have it at 12. Let me see what. Let me make
So-
sure I have this all down. And then the
Or no,
focus
sorry, that's
gang
12
obvious.
points, I think. Sorry, because it's 2 points per die. I was looking at the wrong column there. My bad. So
Yeah, no worries.
6, 12. Yep, 12 points.
Fantastic. Okay, let's leave. Let's not touch that anymore. That's life. Okay. What was the other thing that we were talking about? Oh, a power shield, a Tesla power armor, if you will. Tesla coil.
So the mall rats, they don't go in for armor super hard. They
The Nitro Shield thing.
they do have an armored shield option where it gets a little bit harder, but mainly the mall rats just kind of avoid fights if they can help it. They go
Yeah,
into
that's fair.
stealth. They leave explosives. They'll stun you and run. Go invisible.
Going invisible would be pretty cool.
Going ghost.
Going Ghost.
No, actually, I think I would like to do invisibility instead of shielding.
All right, that works out just fine. So we're just gonna build you a cloak shield real fast. Do, do, do. Now the focus on this is going to be a -3. That's because this is actually going to be a focus that isn't built into your floppy disk. The shield generators are mass manufactured by the mall rats themselves. So they're just like these little neat little discs that you just put on you, activate, and it just does like an energy shield. Okay.
I imagine she has it wired up into her own chassis so that she can control it herself.
Yeah.
Sam, can I treat stealth as a hyper skill on account of the fact that I have coup de main and
Oh yeah.
clown contortion?
You can just buy stealth as a hyper skill for having clown heritage.
Okay. What skills can count as a hyper skill because I have clown heritage?
Let me check. It can be perform. Where's the character sheet?
Do you want to just send it to me in Discord? That's fine. I will not remember it if you say them out loud, and I don't want to make you repeat things.
Hold on. I don't want to close the thing I'm working on to load up those skills.
Fine. Take your time. You can do it later.
Okay. But yeah, stealth, perform, and yeah, those are like the two stealth, perform, and scrutiny. Those are and perception. Those are the 4 big ones. And athletics. Fuck. I'll get to it later.
Okay.
Okay.
He did swing out. Fuck. I guessed correctly.
Okay. Let's see here. The focus is actually a -4 because I forgot the shield generators are not durable in and of themselves.
Okay.
If your opponent knows to target them, to look for and target them, like one well-placed shot will break the shield generator. And you can fix it, but it won't work until then.
Mm-hmm.
I am correct in thinking I have access to 0 hyperstats, correct?
As a bum, yeah. The only hyperstats you would get,
I know I could get stuff through my coin. I was thinking of maybe at some point seeing if I could talk about coordination from the coin, but
if you do
that'll be
that, you're
later.
doing admin and the bums for your bum combination, right? Or admin and lurkers for your bum combination, right?
Yes.
The lurkers do have exoskeleton tech that can boost your body.
No, I don't really view this guy wanting to use an exoskeleton.
And admin do have the option of boosting command and sense as hyperstats, which you don't have to go up super high, but you can maybe knock a few points off there.
Okay. I might do that later if that's okay.
That's fine. All right. So let me go back to this. That's 2 points per die. Damn it. Yeah, I can't make that cheaper. Okay. So that
Actually,
that defense quality, think of it like a shield from a video game. It can take a certain amount of damage. Well, it can take a certain number of hits. It doesn't care about the damage. And then it breaks. And then you have to go a little bit without taking any form of damage for it to start recharging. But what makes it good is the fact that it doesn't care about how fast the attack is. It will always knock dice off if it can.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot a very important flaw there. That's my bad.
I'm not fighting the protagonists. Like, you just imagine like an extreme genre savvy action.
Now, one thing to know is the normal shields have this flaw that they have to deduct from the first attacks that hit them, and they don't get a say. Like, you say an attack's been charging up for like 6 rounds, and it's gonna kill you if it hits. But some dude hits you with a knife that goes really fast. A normal shield would go, okay, this attack hit first. We're gonna block as much of it as we can, and leave ourselves depleted for the big attack. That would be a -1, and that would make it cheaper. But this is wired into your AI thing, so you would obviously be able to control it. Would you like the more expensive shield you can control, or would you like the cheaper version that has that flaw?
Yes, I would like the one that I can control, and in fact, I might even get more points in it because I want this to be like as much as it is like Malrat tech. It's still a part of her body, and she still is like forming it as a part of herself as well.
Got it. No worries. Oh, I forgot gang again. I'm so dumb. There it is.
So, did you forget that for counting points, or just forget to add it?
Both.
Dang it.
Copying from a different thing there.
I also have I have this sheet that's doing calculations also as well. What is the bonus for being able to control it?
Oh, it's just a flaw that was supposed to be there that isn't.
Which works out since you forgot the gang flaw, and that makes it 1 point per die anyway.
Yeah, but there's also supposed to be some extras that this doesn't have, but that's yeah, it's whatever. They're not important.
Wait, so does this also makes me invisible? Question mark.
Yeah, I'm building that right now.
Okay. I'm buying 2 more hard dice and just the cloak shield for right now, just because it's better because it's hers. Oh, okay. All right. How about this? How about I don't put that in yet, and we can talk about making technology better.
So here's the invisibility. And so what that is this is pretty weak as it is, but basically as long as your shield's up, you're invisible. And your shield can currently eat 2 dice worth of attacks. That's not much, that breaks pretty easily. But it's like a good start. That'll usually take 1 normal attack, and you can kind of get out of the way. This does stack if you take the dodge or block action. So if you try and dodge an attack, this shield will deduct from it first, because there's interference, and then you can dodge as normal, which means you might be able to dodge attacks you otherwise wouldn't have been able to.
Okay. Oopsies. So, making technology better.
So that would be an augment power. Augment is a +4 extra. Did you want it to be different every single time? Because if so, that's also going to be a variable effect power.
For right now, so different every single time in what way? What does that mean?
Do you want
as in
the make technology better
of...
to be better in a predetermined way that is the same for every piece of technology? Or do you want it to be like, oh, this is a Tesla tower, so I'm going to make it have more range? Or, oh, I'm going to be in a car, so I'm going to make it faster?
Yeah, I guess it would be that, huh? And so it'd be focus, and then all of those as well, right?
Yeah.
So, it'd also be attached because I'd have to be connected to it, right?
And depending on what you're doing, it would have to have all 3 qualities: attack, defense, and useful on the same power. And
honestly, let's start with the universal compatibility flaws, because I think all of those kind of make sense for what she would want to do in the first place. She can't just jump onto something and immediately make it better.
So
the more she's acclimated to something.
I was just gonna give it attached to universal compatibility and the delayed effect flaw, which means it's gonna take some time to kick in.
Okay, yeah. Universal Pat. And then you said
Give me
the
one
late effect.
second.
No
I'm
worries.
typing it up now.
Oh wait, we always do something absolutely hilarious. So this is the effect that happens if the first level is checked.
Just a very rough mock-up. It would look something like this.
Okay, I see.
So that's 10, 8, 6, 5. I believe. 8, 10, 6, 5. Yeah, so that's going to be 15 points per die.
Yay.
The late effect is a -2.
Is it? Fuck!
Almost.
Every single time, Seth. 12 points per die.
Which is an improvement.
Let's put obvious on there too, because maybe she puts flame decals on something all the time or whatever.
Or it's
Well,
just very loud whenever you do
It overcharges, so it's loud and covered in electricity.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes sense for obvious, at least in my brain.
yeah.
Okay,
Do you wanna
that's something to keep in mind.
Do you want to do willpower investment? Like you have to invest some of yourself into the machine to make it better?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Willpower good also seems good.
A little bit of herself and everything she connects to.
What's up, lads? Who's ready to die for Queen of the Country?
Okay, so that's 2, 4, 6. Does that get us down to 3? So it's going to be 10, 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. It does! 3 points per die!
So, okay,
We
well, to be
did it!
really quick. So each time I do it, I sacrifice 2 willpower.
So, willpower investment scales with dice pool. So, what that means is if you have just 2 hard dice, what that's going to do is using the willpower scaling rules in the book, 2 hard dice is an investment of 4 willpower.
Okay.
And it does have. So I just realized Seth said that, not you, but I put willpower bit on there, so if the power ever fails,
I
like
lose it.
the thing you're seeping into is destroyed or whatever, you're going to lose a single point of willpower.
Which isn't that bad, really.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's fine. That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
So, what is the make better tech? What does that do? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was finishing my sheet.
It's. I would say how when Ghost Rider goes into a car, it becomes all cool and fiery. It's like
Yeah.
that, except with any piece of technology.
Do you want to make that once per scene and give it exhausted? Is that on the table, Sam? That way you can give it some blanks.
Well, so I was thinking that the reason why a lot of her the tech that she's currently using, like the invisibility or cloak shield, is just a little bit better, is because she's connected to them, or even the taser. So
Okay.
I wanted to be able to have those as a part of it already, but having to have I would also have to do some willpower thinking of, right? How do we do normal willpower? Like how do you actually have base will and things like that?
Yeah, base will is equal to charm plus command.
No, good gravy. I only have 4.
So-
You can
5
buy
more.
You can also.
Hi, Tom.
Hello, I just came in to say that power that has augment and variable effect scares the fuck out of me.
Yeah, so what is it actually trying to do? Are you just trying to add extras to powers?
So-
I'm trying to add extras to anything I connect myself to, baby.
Hell
So
yeah.
how this works is if you slam Leo's floppy disk into any tech. So don't do only for extras with the augment here, because that will disable some of the stuff for the augment too.
Oh, okay.
As it is, if Leo, so we do want blanks on this. Blanks
I know what that is.
are an extra. So you know how you can use variable effect to add extra. You can use variable effect to add extras to things.
Okay.
And you have augment, so you can add it to other things. Very important thing. Okay, no, it does have attached. Good. You can spend willpower to buy extras you don't have. You are allowed to have a gun, Jay. Okay, so if you slam Leo's floppy disk into a car, you can just add well, let's do 2 dice for now. So you do not have to spend XP on having a gun. Admin will give you a gun. Okay, so say you're in a moped and you slam Leo's floppy disk in there. He does a hack. The moped starts glowing, gets some static. Over a round or two, everything that moped does is going to start getting a bonus dice.
Okay.
And
Okay. Thought, idea, concept even. Buy 1 wiggle die.
maybe. So, on top of that, it has an attack quality, so maybe like the headlight becomes a laser cannon. The defense, maybe like the air is rushing around you, gets charged with electricity, so it forms an electromagnetic shield around the moped.
Okay, well, alright, so for 12 points, I'll take it as it is. But let me start thinking about how much willpower it cost me to, like, actually use.
So I knocked down to 2 dice. That is, if it's just 2 dice, that's 2 points. If you want 2 hard dice, that's 4 points of willpower.
Wait, why does that say
Is it 4 points of willpower, like, per attack defense useful, or?
Nope, it just the dice pool.
Okay. And that's just 4 dice, 2 hard dice. Okay. Okay, let me first add up everything and see if I can make sure I have a decent amount of, everything. Okay, so I think it was, how much, what did I say? No, fuck me.
Now,
Yeah, exactly, I had 0, 20.
weirdly enough, normally you can buy base willpower for 3 points per die. For you specifically, because of what they fucking did for you, so you can buy Charm and Command up to the... Okay, so I'm checking the tech that the Mallrats have. Their tech allows you to buy Charm and Command up to the human limit using hyperstats. If you have an AI core, which your floppy disk does count as. So you can buy for 2 points per die points in dice and Charm and Command, and that would basically be like you having a little processor attached to your floppy disk that goes, hey, this person's frowning, they're probably mad.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, yeah, but let me first get all the points together so I don't accidentally go over. I don't actually know where I'm at right now.
Gotcha.
I have, so that's 12. How much was the invisibility?
The invisibility should be about...
It's
2 hard dice, so it's 4 points.
4. 2 hard dice, 4 points. Plus 4 from the cloak shields. Plus 12 taser. Plus 24 lightning bolt. Plus 4 universal compatibility. And then, so I have 2 in everything, but 9 in mind, and 2 hard dice in mind. So that's, you said it was 20, it was 23 regularly. And then I bought 7 more dice. 7 more points to make it a round number. If that makes sense. Okay, so so I bought average on everything, and then mind I have 9. What was that again?
You mean the points for 9, or?
Yeah, the points for 9 for 9 mind.
Oh, it would be 11 points because the first die costs 2, and then it's 1 point after. So,
Oh, okay. So 11.
Or
And
wait, 10 because it's 2 for the first one, and then 8 more dice. 10. Mental math is hard when you're fucking.
And then everything else is 2 points per dice for all the
Yes.
body.
All your other
Everything
stats
else?
are 2 points per die, but unfortunately, due to Mallrat limitations, they can't go above the human maximum. They haven't cracked that tech yet. So mind is the only one you can go above 5 in, because they have that. They know AI tech, but like charm, command, sense, coordination, body, they don't have that high quality stuff.
Oh, also it's so the hard dice in mind is 4 points still. Then I have 4 more
I forgot you
points
still had hard. You still have the hard dice.
Yeah, I put 2 hard dice in mind.
Okay, that's gonna be. You said 4 hard dice.
2 hard dice in mind.
All right, that's 12 points.
Should be 4 points. Oh, good gravy.
No. Overall, that's the.
Oh, okay.
That's for 8 normal dice plus 2 hard dice. That's 12 points.
Which is really good for having 10 mind.
I don't actually have 10 mind. I know, but if I add one more one more number to this, it all becomes uneven, and it's a pain in the ass.
Oh, so wait, you have 8 mind and 2 of those are hard dice?
No, it's really funny. I have 9 mind.
Oh,
The
okay.
first one costs 2, it becomes uneven.
Gotcha.
Okay, let's just see where I'm at, and let's see if I can make something else uneven. Then they'll even out in the end. So that puts me at 96. Wait, what? I feel like I have a lot for 96.
That's what happens when your stats are cheap.
Yeah, your stats are really cheap. Or way cheaper than I have. Which
Yeah, I have to pay 5 for all of my stats.
Oh, good gravy.
I
Okay.
have to pay 4 for 2 of them.
Yeah, normally stats cost 5 points per die, but your faction is basically just gifting you a robot body.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Also manufactured, right? Okay, so it's
Not manufactured, not for the body, no.
yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna pump my charm and command to 4. So that's 2
2 per die.
per die. So it's 8 total. No,
And
16 total.
Every dice you
Wait,
buy in those gives you a point of base will.
Okay, so I'm at 8 base will, 8 willpower. I'm going to say that right now, so is invisibility just a power, or is it its own thing?
Invisibility is a power that is attached to your shield. As long as the shield is on, invisibility is on.
Okay, so I'm going to say that right now, both my taser and my cloak shield is under her effects.
Okay.
I don't know how to deal with that. It means I'm putting in 2 willpower, right? One for
let's
each.
Scroll up. So, The Make Tech Better has 2 hard dice. Since we're doing hard dice, that it's an all or nothing.
Uh-huh.
If we wanted to mess around with the dice pool, like we could do 2 hard dice and 2 normal dice, and you don't have to do all or nothing with normal dice. I mean,
Mhm.
so 18 points. So like if we do this, like 2 hard dice and 2 normal dice, it would cost just 2 willpower to add 2 normal dice to something, and you could split that up.
Say that again. It would only cost 2 willpower to ask.
So with hard dice,
normal
you have to use all of them, and they cost 2 willpower per hard dice to invest. Meanwhile, normal dice, you don't have to roll all or nothing. You can just do 1 normal dice, and it would only cost 1 point of willpower for a normal dice. Remember, the willpower investment follows the scaling of the dice. So a normal dice invests 1 willpower,
See.
a hard dice invests 2, a wiggle dice invests 4.
The problem is that hard dice aren't. Regular dice isn't as helpful, right?
Yeah,
I mean that.
but it's still something.
True. With her willpower, she'd be able to just. Okay, how about this? How about instead of that, I'm going to make it all or nothing, I think.
So just hard dice.
Just hard dice. But I'm only going to make her affecting her shield. So she's putting in 4 willpower in.
Okay.
Her shield, which gives her basically effectively 2 more hard dice in it,
Pretty much, yep.
which means she can tank 4 damage. Right?
Not 4 damage per se, 4 dice. So like, if you got hit with a sniper rifle fired by like a poor marksman, right? He can't hit super dead on. He might only have a match of 3 dice. Even though that's a sniper rifle that's dealing a lot of damage, if it hits, your shield will just knock that right off. But if you're fighting an expert marksman who has like 6 wiggle dice and pistol, even though that's not dealing a lot of damage by like the pistol adding attack levels, he's gonna hit you right where it hurts, and that's gonna go right through your shield because he has more dice.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'm alright with pulling out with that willpower. So it costs 12, you said?
Yeah, the Make Tech Better costs 12 points for 2 hard dice.
Okay. God, willpower. That's a toughie, huh?
Yeah, you can also just
Okay.
buy base willpower for 3 points per die, but that's inefficient.
Yeah.
All right, what's your point total at, buddy?
I honestly doesn't change it. It's still 96.
Okay.
I added in the 12 already earlier. I guess I could just boost random shit if I wanted to.
Well, you'd still probably buy skills and stuff. You do have more powers you can buy. Because the Mallrats have a lot of stuff. You could buy AI cores. You could buy holograms.
So I can have friends.
Yeah. AI cores are really good because if you buy AI cores and basic robotics, which is it is a light tinkering ability, but honestly you can get by with scrap bag, which is just you have a bag that is assumed to have servos and circuit boards in it. If you have a gun, some circuitry, and an AI core, you can just build an auto turret right there.
Very cool.
You could build yourself some decoys.
Build build myself some little guys.
They do have hologram tech. You could buy upgrades for the shield, like you can make it electrified. You could make it. Oh, I forgot one of the most defining features of the mall rats: explosives.
All right, yeah,
How
probably
could
should
you
have some bombs. Huh?
explosives?
Um,
You're the best, better than all the rest.
so, one of the things they just love doing is taking batteries or capacitors and just overloading them, and then chucking them into a crowded room.
Mm,
That's rude.
I love terrorists.
They say the ocean can have a car battery as a treat, unironically.
Understandable, understand. Wait, hold on. Sorry, let me look at the numbers for this. Augment variable effects. Attached later. Oh, yes. Sorry, I was just making sure I have all numbers in correctly.
You could also upgrade your hacking. If you get really good hacking, you can buy you can buy a ranged capacity on it. Normally, hacking has to be done at terminals. If you buy it with range, you basically have a little piece of tech that lets you hack at a distance. You can buy subtle on your security systems, which means no one will notice you hacking unless they make a perception check. You could buy duration, which is just you pull up your PDA, hit the hack button, and while it's running hack.exe, you just put the PDA away.
I see.
Hacking commenced.
Oh, that's I think that for hacking. Okay. So hacking from a distance, how much would that cost me?
So we're gonna take your security system skill. It costs 1 point per die. Do you want your hacking skill to have the similar the focus flaw as well?
Yeah, I mean, I figured that's what her.
Okay.
Well, so she has hacking and she can connect to anything, and but like now she wants to be able to do it at range.
Okay. So base cost 1 point per die. This is just us keeping everything in check. So you said you wanted to do it at range and what else?
Subtlety would probably be cool.
You said stealth?
Yeah, that subtlety.
Okay.
I'm naming this hacking gun on my sheet just to make sure. Oh no, it's hyper skill. Ah, shit.
Alright. So it has gang focus, added capacity range, and subtle. It costs 1 point per die still.
Oh, so it's just added to my security systems.
Pretty much.
So security system basically still just costs 1 point per die.
Yep, it can go up to 3 if you want to buy duration on it, or it can go up to 4 if you want to buy endless.
Or keep it at this, because this is actually really good.
I'm gonna keep it at this because that's actually really good. Oh wait, so my question is. Okay. My question is, how quick can I switch between things for make tech better? Like how quick can I switch like the willpower investment or whatever?
Well, you can withdraw the willpower at any time to end the effect.
Okay.
It's always free
Okay.
to end the effect unless you take a flaw saying it isn't.
Okay, cool. So any tech that she has on her, she can put those points into basically.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's only
For-
slow when you're investing. Divesting, instant and free. Investing, you have to invest the willpower, and it's going to take 1 round per die, 2 rounds per hard dice, stuff like that.
Okay. Now, can I ask you something a little fucked up?
What's up?
So, is this something that is basically what are we going to define as like technology? Is it basically anything that has the focus attachment to it?
For universal accessibility, it can be anything. For the make tech better, I'm gonna say anything with like electronic or particularly advanced mechanical components.
Okay. Does that include her basic stats? Because she is a robot.
Because you're in a robot body.
So that means if I wanted to, I could just pull my 4 willpower into random like skills.
Yep, you could
Giving
use it to
myself
make your body stronger, more charming, more perceptive, faster.
Oh, that's cool.
That's all fine.
So I have 2 floating hard dice and all of those abilities basically. Except it
Yep.
takes a little bit because it takes a little time.
You just
think
have
about.
to know you're going to need them before you need them because, combat doesn't usually last more than a couple of rounds. If you get into a fight and your stuff's wrong, you're just gonna have to accept the fact that that's not where you needed to be in this fight, unfortunately.
Okay, that's fine. Fine by me. But I just want to make sure that's good. Okay,
Yep.
Fantastic. Wonderful. Better hacking. I still have 96 points.
You want to
I think I just might throw. I might just throw the rest of everything I have into just random points for things, honestly, because I don't know if I want to add more. I feel like she's kind of like built out as is.
A good way to do it could just be buy some normal dice and make tech better. Max out your stats.
Yeah, you know
play
what?
some
Why
baseball.
not? Yeah, well, no, if I buy.
How many
Okay,
points?
yeah, I'll
do you
buy.
have?
I have like 40 almost.
Jeez. Do you have skills? Have you bought any skills?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I should probably do that. Okay.
Oh
hold on.
yeah, buy skills. They're very good.
Okay. I'm gonna so everything is basically
You
2
get
dice,
three
right?
skills. Yeah.
I would say maybe get all your stats to 5 before you buy skills because your stats
Oh
are so cheap.
shoot! Skills are 2.
Did you buy them at 1?
I just like don't have any points. It's fine.
Wait, so it's 2 points for everything, right?
Yes.
Hard. Okay, so I spent.
Your stats basically cost the same as most skills.
It's disgusting.
Hey, Leo.
Don't worry. Hex's like entire body is gonna get exploded like the first round,
That's
and
true.
then
I think I can buy a tower that turns off tech in front of me from the lurkers.
Yeah, the lurkers do just straight have EMP tech that will one-shot Hex.
yes. So there you go.
I love the name Hex, by the way.
Thank you. Technically, me and Kinsey thought of it.
She's like a witch.
Good work, Kinsey.
What were our backups? We had some bangers. It was like
I forgot.
Bitney. I think Bitney was one of them.
Bitney was really good. Bitney was another really good one.
Personally,
Something with Bartholomew, but I forgot what it was.
It's Bitney, bitch. Okay, so I would say Leo, just because your skills, upon reflection, the Mallrats don't have a ton of hyper skills outside of the security systems. It turns out, they have stealth as a hyper skill, and that's about it. Your stats are basically going to be about as cheap as your skills, so you can just buy all those out to 5, and you're just going to have really reliable dice.
Okay. Yeah, fuck it. I'll do that then.
there is some benefit to having skills trained. Like you'll get more stuff for that.
Yes.
So it might be a good idea to train some skills that you want to have, which would buy just 1 dice of them.
I did forget to mention that. Thank you, Seth.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Okay. So how much would it cost for me to put everything but mind at 5? Flow, coordination, sense,
Alright, so
charm,
that's going to be
command.
5 things at
20? No,
5
40.
dice at 2 points per die. That
50.
would be 50 points.
Take about 20 off of the floating amount I had.
Yeah, and that is from where they are now. I don't know where you're at.
That was just going 0 to 5 in all 5 of the stats besides mine. I don't.
I don't know what your current dice pool looks
Yeah.
like.
I'm gonna shit my pants.
Did you just have 2 in all of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you just had 2, then it should be about 30 more points, I think.
Okay. I'm just gonna add 30 and say that's what it was. So I'm at 126.
All right, you have 9 points left to spend.
3 dice roll.
Or wait. 8 points
That's-
left to spend. 8 points left to spend.
Yeah, just train yourself in 4 skills that you would like to be decent at.
I'm going to put.
Maybe
How much was stealth only? The stealth cost what again?
Oh, stealth is a hyper skill for the Mallrats, so it costs 1 point per die for you. So you can buy
I'm
2
gonna
dice.
put 2 in there, and so I have 6.
Hard dice are double cost, right?
Hard dice
Yes.
are double cost, yep.
I'm
Can I
fine.
put hard dice in stealth?
I'm gonna be MIA for a little bit. I'm fine. I did slice my finger open.
Oh shit.
Oh no, that's not
Go,
good for you.
go get some babies, my dude.
Can I
power into
have hard dice in stealth? Does that?
Yeah, you can have hard dice and stuff. The clowns go hard on stealth. You can buy fucking anything on stealth with a clown. You can buy
Can I
endless.
burn? I can have burn on stealth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that do?
Actually, no,
So-
you can't. Burn specifically only goes with attack qualities.
They have a workaround. So
I do have
basically,
actually an attack quality that is linked to my stealth. So
basically, what happens is you set yourself on fire whenever you go into stealth. The clowns have ways to make that an advantage.
Sam. Also, I am just letting you know I am
you
not
just
going to
use-
take.
What?
I am not going to take confetti.
Okay, that is horrifically disappointing. I am crushed.
I am sorry. I'm not taking confetti on account of the fact that I need points, and confetti is the one that I am least attached to.
Okay. What's your biggest draw on points right now?
Yeah, send that power to me, and I
My
can make
biggest
maybe
draw on
points
points is actually coup de main because I need 10 points in it.
Send that to me. Do you want that?
I do. So the way it works is an augment power.
What's the
actually-
highest thing it's going to be augmenting?
And now that I think about it, I don't actually have any weapon skill, so I need to change things around so I have a skill for a weapon so I can actually use coup de main.
What,
So I definitely need to get rid of confetti.
So wait. Kurema only needs 10 if you're going to be rolling 10 dice in a augment skill.
Yeah, but
Right.
it's a clown skill, so they can't buy more.
I can never buy more.
Oh, okay. You can't even increase the dice.
No.
No.
Got it.
When you
Okay.
join admin, you leave everything but what you have on you.
Since I can't increase the dice later, confetti is probably gonna not be great anyways. So I think I'm just gonna get rid of confetti. Okay, so that gives me 4 more points to roll around with.
And you can buy 2 dice and use gold.
If you want to be a real power gamer, look at your sense and command scores.
My sensing commands I already set sensing command to hyper skill.
Okay, you already did. Okay, good.
And
You do
stealth
need
is
at
for-
least 1 as a regular.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So that's where those 4 points are going.
Well, so put sense to cost 22, and put command to
just one.
cost.
Not all of them, just
Wait.
one. Because you
Cost-
need to, you
Wait,
need to
how
have
how much more does a normal skill cost compared to a hyper skill? Sorry.
just one.
Just one, but remember, they're from admin,
Sorry,
so
not
they
skill,
have the
stat.
stats. So normally a hyper stat is 4 points, where a stat is 5. But these are
Okay.
gang hyper stats. They have the
Oh,
gang
yeah.
flaw on them, so they cost 3.
Wait.
Oh, that might save
Oh,
you points.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
That
So they
saves you points,
cost
nice.
3, but the first one costs
5.
Because
first
you
one costs
need
5.
you,
So 5 dice and cents. That means that is 5 plus 12, which is 17.
Yes.
And 2 dice in command would be 5 plus 3 is 8.
Yes.
Okay, that actually gives me some extra points to work with. All shenanigans around those.
Also, if you want me to look at your sheet and try and find some places to save points, I can make Sam angry.
The only place that I could think of to save points is if I did the Sam cheating on my gang powers specifically. So I'm not going to do that because those are Sam's babies. You know,
You can fuck with powers. I'm fine.
I'm not gonna because that feels like a step too far.
So there is an option if you would like to fuck with your coordination some bit. The
Okay.
clowns have an option to gank some Midnight Crew abilities.
What?
Just like 1 or 2. Because
What is the Midnight Crew?
and clowns
Other than-
recruit from each other. The Midnight
Other
Crew
than Homestuck.
are a gang from 5 points. The important thing is they have some sub abilities relating to darkness and essentially a sense of civility. The important one is they have an ability called Undercover of Darkness, where they can make any of their stats hyper stats that only work so long as they are in darkness. The clowns have a co-opted version of that called Behind the
Undercover of silly.
It's called Behind the Curtain, which means
Okay.
as long as you're unobserved, you get hyper stats.
Okay.
So, like, if you're unobserved, you might have 6 coordination. You know?
Can I think about that one?
Yes.
Okay.
That one's a little rough.
That one is pretty rough, but...
Also, Sam, can you privately respond to the DM I sent you?
Also, I'm pretty sure I finished. I spent the rest of my points buying stability.
Cool. One thing we didn't do that we should have done for Leo. Robot immunities.
Yay! Woo. I'm not waterproof. Dear God.
Leo, one thing we should have done is set aside 4 points for a power called Robot Immunities. It's just a useful with endless self-only. It's got gang focus, variable effect. It's just a 4-point power 2 hard dice that says I am immune to the stuff the robots should be immune to. Poisonous gas doesn't affect me.
No air doesn't affect me.
No air, you're fine. You don't need to breathe. You're in a
Robots.
high radiation zone, you don't care. It's just 4
Ew.
points, 2 hard dice. You could literally title it Robot Immunities, and my brain will fill in the stats automatically. I know that power. I've used that power. It's 4 points. Here you go.
Okay. Well, I have to think of where to ditch 4 points. That was the problem.
And then, do we need to do Kinsey next?
Kinsey
Like,
has his character done already.
Yeah, Kinsey already did it.
I just want Kinsey to introduce Skeeter because it's a real good guy. He made a really good boy.
Kinsey, hey, I just want to say Kinsey's really, before he gets back from Indian Land.
I will say, I think Kinsey's still away because
No, I'm don't worry. I'm still alive. I'm just doing.
Kinsey's really good at making characters.
he's bleeding out. He's on his way to the hospital right now.
He's really good at making characters. So.
He's lost 15 gallons of blood.
I did bleed a lot. I gave myself a pretty nasty gash right on my finger.
The flood fighters are on the way to his house with shot facts.
He's really good at making characters, though, guys.
Kinsey, though, are you okay?
I will be okay now that the bleeding has stopped.
Cool. When
Yes.
the ambulance comes, remember to open fire. Do not let them take you. You will never financially recover.
He's got insurance.
I'll send
5,000 to ride in the wee woo wagon.
Okay. So Kinsey,
Okay.
do you want to introduce your character?
I'm ready.
Who you playing, Kinsey?
I'm here. Am I doing it? Are we live?
Yeah.
We're live.
Well, howdy, folks. It's me, Skeeter. I'm the Skeeter, the red.
No, you can do a voice for this game.
Huh?
You can do a voice for this game.
I will do a voice for this game. I will not. I wish I could have introduced my voice sooner and not at 9:20, so my neighbors wouldn't yell at me. But yeah, this done here, Skeeter, and his the world renowned mech Junkzilla.
Junkzilla. I love
Peter, where are you from? Where are you from?
Nashville.
Okay.
Wherever Nashville is in this world, I don't know.
I think it's in Tennessee.
I didn't give myself too much backstory on this. I was mostly just like, I want to be a redneck, so now we're a redneck.
Will you be upset if I also have a southern accent?
I will not.
Hey, can we all have southern accents? Can the mall just be the southern part of the city?
Can we just?
I don't see Magpie as having a southern accent. Maybe that's just wrong, but
She's a
Finally, my accent's time to shine.
goth. I mean, she is a goth, and she could be a southern goth. You really think that a goth girl and a country boy can fall in love?
Well, shoot, Skeeter don't love nothing except Junkzilla. So I wish I could. Did that?
that got picked up.
Unfortunately, did pick up yet.
Okay, perfect. Skeeter is. I guess we'll just do like the quick go over. Skeeter's an
Squeater?
Squeater?
Skeeter is an absolute shitbag. But he has a really, really cool fucking mech that he loves more than life itself.
A fucking mech.
Yeah, bud. That's Junkzilla, baby. It's a big crab bot with a.
Oh my god.
It's like a 4-leg crawler. Here, I actually found a picture that's like kind of what I want it to look like. I'll upload it. Right here, except it's like got like the 4 crab legs. It's got one giant fucking chain like a giant like fiddler crab claw, but the inside is completely like chainsaws.
Cool.
And a drill at the very base. And instead of having this like weird railgunny thing, it has a giant fuck off minigun. And of course it has a dragon head that breathes fire.
Hey, you need to ascend that.
That's just for aesthetics.
You need to repost that in Grease Ascended.
We're subjecting him to the fucking arcane rituals now. Kinsey, we can eventually buy a flamethrower and a long-range incinerator for it was Junkzilla, right?
It's Junkzilla, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, listen, the flames right now are purely for decoration and show.
I know.
And to hype up.
Flame.
I will be doing more of a redneck voice later. Jay and Leo can attest. I have had mad throat problems for a while now.
Yeah, your voice sounds rough. So I wasn't sure.
So he already did have throat problems, and then he came to New York City and went to 5 hours or so of karaoke plus 5 hours or so of a rave.
Yeah. So my throat is gone right now.
Yeah, no worries, man. Okay. While we have some time, I just want to set expectations for the game. So, first things first, a few meta questions about the game. 1, did you guys want to go for a more serious, more lighthearted, or the standard fluctuate rapidly between them with no sense of propriety.
Standard fluctuated
Standard.
rapidly.
Yeah, we'll just do standard
I
fluctuation.
love the standard tone of Hero Squad where we go from really stupid jokes to bursting into tears.
I mean, so it's like it was a completely serious scene for Xander's third act breakdown. Like, but it was also hilarious the entire time. And I feel like if you're trying to do serious, that just doesn't work. Or if you're trying
Yeah.
to do lighthearted, then that maybe still works.
Yeah, you gotta have everything in moderation, you know.
Especially in this setting where everything's stupid.
Yeah. All right.
It's literally clowns.
Normally, I like to ask how dark, how light do you want to go, but like this is the mall. That's clowns. It's a moot point. It's gonna be both.
Also, you know us as players.
Yep.
Decently.
Yep.
I guess you don't know.
I feel like I know limits for you guys pretty much. Kinsey, anything you don't want to go over as like a player? Anything off limits?
No, I got pretty thick skin.
Cool.
If a frog dies, he will cry.
Oh,
No, I'm over that. That was actually the last thing that actually made me really upset, and now I feel nothing.
Good. Okay.
So I did kill Kinsey's Pathfinder character 2 weeks ago, and he's still not over it.
I'm actually completely over it because I made a robot rocker, and now
Hell
everything's okay.
Now, for a question that actually probably matters, I normally run Hero Squad with pretty light combat. Did you guys want to do more combat, less
No,
combat?
I'm good. The amount of combat you have is perfect.
I am not playing a combat character, so.
I am playing a basically only combat character.
But
It's okay. We will figure out how to make
It
it.
will make for some funny situations.
you can pick up heavy objects.
I can pick up heavy objects and put them down.
Scrapzilla is also disturbingly fast.
Junkzilla can run at 160 miles per hour.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I'm assuming you can carry us around, right?
Huh?
We can ride on Junkzilla, right?
Of course, yeah. Junkzilla is 12 feet tall.
Perfect.
I think a little bit taller, but I'm not sure.
Actually, yeah, I was gonna say that's only like
It's
2 days of size shift.
That's what the range is.
How much
Yeah.
size shift do you have?
How much what?
How much size shift do you have? I'm assuming you have size shift.
2 hard dice of it.
Okay, no, that makes sense.
With, I believe, 2 boosters?
Oh,
Actually 3 boosters. Excuse me.
oh, you're so much bigger than 12 feet. What?
No, we didn't.
You're like 1,200
We applied it to mass instead of. We applied it to mass instead of height.
Okay.
Yeah, what does 2 of booster 3 mean?
Wait.
Two of
Every
what?
booster
2 hard dice.
multiplies by 10.
Yeah, but if you apply it to mass instead of height, it still obeys the square cube law.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, the height is a little bit iffy because I didn't do the math. I know he's between 12 and 18 feet tall.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, then if no one's gonna say anything, I'm gonna say he's 18 feet tall.
Cool.
Okay.
Magpie's like
We'll do the
Magpie's,
math eventually.
Magpie's like pushing 5 feet.
Perfect.
Okay.
She does have a huge fuck off cuckoo clock on her back.
So
Yeah,
I
I
feel.
love that.
So wait, how tall did you say Magpie was?
5 feet on a good day.
I feel like she's almost 6 feet because she wears those goth shoes.
Oh yes, she does wear 12-inch goth platforms.
Okay.
100%.
Now I did have some plot hooks for starting the game. I was gonna RPM out on session 1, but I just wanted to run them by them just to see where everyone's head was at. So at the start of the game, I was gonna have everyone pulled into what is known as an admin audit group. An audit group is basically the admin have a few jobs that they can't handle themselves for political reasons. So what they do is they call a bunch of they put out a call for men from the factions they feel would be most appropriate, and Basically, the factions look at that, go, we absolutely want someone to do this, but we don't want to do it ourselves. So you guys would be just whoever was on hand to do the audit group stuff. Usually,
Well, two of us are admin, though, right?
kind of.
I'm not really admin. I'm a bum. I've just worked with admin a bunch,
So
and they gave me some stuff.
I had some plot hooks just to throw at you guys. Kinsey, you said you did underground mech fights for a living.
I've been doing it basically since I was conscious. Yes.
That's so cool.
Okay. Plot hook I wanted to run by
Skeeter
you.
was born with a silver mech in his mouth.
Skeeter was born awesome and only got better with age.
Skeeter was born in a mountain, raised in a cave, fucking and trucking is all that he craved.
No joke. Skeeter's first memory is beating the shit out of someone with a wrench.
The only thing that he wants to fuck is robot.
Does Scrapzilla have truck nuts?
Yeah,
Not yet.
right in the middle of the 4 crab claws, directly centered.
Okay, Kinsey. So, I'm thinking there was maybe a fixed fight that needed to go down a certain way. But Skeeter doesn't lose.
Skeeter does not lose. Correct.
I'm thinking like he maybe didn't throw a fight he was supposed to. I'm thinking your garage manager is like, you fucked us, and then that's when a convenient audit summons comes in, and that's how Skeeter gets fucking put into this auditor group.
Yeah, that seems fair to me.
Okay. So for Leo, for Hex, I was thinking we would open with an introduction to AIs, how dangerous they are, and immediately after that you would get hit with a pneumo, where the admin is straight up going, hey, we need a super dangerous, hard to control AI core for this job. And everyone's like, okay, Hex, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna say you're an AI, okay?
Okay, alright, that's fine.
She's not an AI. She is artificial and she is intelligent.
Yeah.
Yeah, how distinct are you from an AI?
I mean, well,
So basically how it's built, it would take a mall rat to know.
Don't answer that then.
Yeah. So Seth, plot hook I was thinking for you. Basically, you're going to go get some more coolant for your demon core. You roll on up. You see the lurkers loading up nuclear warheads. You ask what's going on. They show you the audit summons that requested 5 grams of fissile material for some repairs. And so the lurkers are loading up a nuclear arsenal because they with their estimations of admin's ability to scrap fissile material, they calculated they would need 3 tons to extract 5 grams. So they're just shipping a train full of nukes to admin. Obviously, I feel like you would step in at that point.
I would step in at that point, absolutely.
Okay.
So this is going to be our starting moments for next session.
Yeah.
Yep. And Jay, this is your first major task as a member of admin. You've just completed your 6-month-long training.
Oof.
Was it better or worse than Clown College?
Different,
Like,
but
was it
equally
more
bad.
or less blood? Was there more or less blood than in Clown College?
Less blood, more people having absolute mental breakdowns.
Okay.
Which is impressive, because Clown College was horrifically traumatizing.
So what I was thinking is I feel like it'd be probably about the same amount of mental breakdowns, just lesser than would be by students.
Yeah. Oh no, Clown College is special
So
though
what?
because everyone there has already had a mental breakdown, and that's why they went to Clown College.
Yeah.
You don't go to Clown College when you are sane.
So, we still have a little bit of time left. I could give you guys rundowns on, like, your factions and answer any questions about the setting you guys have.
I think I've asked most of mine, but other people might have some.
Me and you have talked a lot about, this setting. I think I know everything.
Okay.
I can do anything.
Anything you can know, I can know more.
Oh, Kinsey. One thing you should probably know about your gang is I did mention it's half really good mechanics, half people brought in from the Mad Max area of the city. So you know that the greaser's reputation in the mall is really skewed because at any given time, 90% of the competent greasers are out on the high road. So, people will A, underestimate you horrifically because realistically you should be on the high road right now, but you're on punishment detail. And second...
Because you fucked the robot.
You kind of have to tread carefully with that reputation because the other thing the greasers are known for is committing horrific war crimes.
As one does.
I know. That's why I'm a greaser.
I did them.
So, just a heads up, you guys. You're in any mission in mall game, you're gonna have two missions. One is to do the actual mission, whatever it says. Two is to make your gang look good and deflect blame at every given opportunity.
Yep.
How much do I have to do that?
Not much. The lurkers expect absolute loyalty from their own members, but you're a bum, so they're just gonna if you slight them, they're gonna be like, dude, the fuck. Like, it's not gonna be like an instant death sentence, like if you were a lurker, but they do take betrayals of trust very seriously.
That makes sense.
Magpie is absolutely a bootlicker. Like 100%. Like will defend anything admin does, and will always blame everything on Party City at any given opportunity.
Okay.
The clowns did this.
Like
the comic of the guy falling off his bike. He's like fucking communists.
Yeah.
That's Magpie, except it's fucking clowns. Fucking clownionists.
Goddamn clowns. Also, another thing you can do is deflect blame, but also your gangs want you to look good.
Oh. Skeeter knows how to look good.
So
Really?
there are, it's not exactly style points, but
there are style points.
in the mall, it is often better to go for the flashier option that generates a lot of press than it is to do the boring, effective option. Because it makes your gang look better, which influences public support, which means more people sign up. You get more resources in scavenging. When you guys do big scavenging missions, or when big scavenging missions happen in the mall, certain gangs get dibs based on the perception of how well they can use the materials. So, for example, greasers get first dibs on all explosives and like conventional ammunition because they're perceived as being able to use it better. The exceptions
Clowns get first dibs on makeup.
yeah, they do actually. Clowns also get first dibs on any party favors and film equipment and anything that has to do with production of media. Because clowns are the entertainment. Anything that can be used for entertainment, clowns get first dibs on.
Sam, you accidentally made Rakdos again.
Fuck!
Ah, shit.
It keeps happening.
The lurkers, so the lurkers don't get a first dibs on material. They get a first dibs on anything within the first 3 floors of the mall, because they flooded them.
That tracks.
What did they flood them with?
Water and radioactive waste.
Yeah, there we go.
Admin is still really mad about that. They want that unflooded because there were some really good stores there.
There's literally a Chick-fil-A down there.
It's still... There was a Waffle House down there. It is still open.
That's what happened to the Concord Mall.
Okay, so the first three floors are just the Concord Mall. Got it.
That's what they did to the fucking old Burger King.
The third and second floors are slowly being reclaimed. The lurkers will not give up the first floor and basement. They have literally killed people over this. There are also, even though you guys aren't, like, there are gang conflicts you guys will have to resolve that aren't necessarily part of your gangs, but, you know, you might have a relationship with that gang. For example, the clowns really like the farmers. The farmers make drugs.
Mm-hmm.
The farmers also grow food, so they need the roof. The Upswing Kings have a giant airship that blocks out the sun some days. The farmers and Upswing Kings don't like each other very much. The Upswing Kings do nothing for the clowns. So in any conflict, the clowns, if they're not going to be able to directly benefit, want the farmers to do well.
Cool, so then Magpie is always going to want the Upswing Kings to benefit.
Exactly, you get it.
Okay. Sam, I do actually have a question. How often does conflict become violent and like fatal in the mall?
Every day.
Okay, so it is an active war zone. Like the gangs are constantly fighting each other to the death. That's what you're telling me.
Not constantly. There is. You need to have a casus belli, You need to have a reason.
Like in Stellaris.
Yeah. So basically, the gangs will find any reason to start shit, but there's a tenuous piece. And second, there is the policy of noche obscura, which is day shift and night shift. During the day, no fighting. There's no fighting, no allusion to conflict.
Who is in charge of that? Who enforces this?
Everyone.
Okay.
If you start shit in the mall, you are scaring off customers.
You are scaring the hoes.
Yes, and nobody wants that because customers are how the mall makes about 80% of its income.
Okay.
It is.
Probably 80.
It is still how we make money. So, if you start shit outside of a few authorized zones, like there's an abandoned amusement park, that's fine to start shit at all hours of the day. Uninhabitable zones of the mall, that's fine. You just have to get permission from the bums that run that area, and you're good to fight. You're good to fight there. Once the quote unquote sun of the mall goes down, because you can't see the sun from anything but the roof, so there's just a clock.
When the lights go out?
When the lights go out, everything's on brand. There's an hour for all of the customers to either get out or get into the protected hotels. There are zones in the mall where you are never allowed to fight. Those are where customers that get trapped overnight in the mall go. Then...
And that would be a good mall one-shot. The lights go out and you have to make your way to the hotel.
So that'd be fun.
It's just the purge.
Yes. I think it would be good still.
It would be fun. Now, once you hit Noche Obscura, which is nighttime for all intents and purposes, you can't just go mad, but any pre-existing casus belli, any pre-existing reasons for conflict carry over day by day. So you just need to find the cause once, and then until that situation's resolved, you can just resume violence. So politics are important in the mall. They're very, very important.
Okay, I think the sheet is completely done. I have the description
What are the politics in seedy underworld? What kind of rules go on down there that are different than, or is my underground mech thing just like a normal mech thing, and I'm just playing it up?
So that's a show, for the most part. It's basically there's two types. There's one which is greasers love to test their vehicles, so they will just have demolition derbies frequently. Because a greaser always has more than one car. They have one car they really care about, and then they have test cars, and they have projects. Those they will fucking wreck nonstop. What probably got Skeeter into trouble is he probably signed up for a demolition derby, thinking it was a full-on test derby, like it was a scrap heap, when in fact he accidentally signed up for a show, like a monster truck rally.
Oh, well, I'm imagining that Skeeter just doesn't get along with other,
He's a loose cannon.
with other, whatever they are.
Greasers?
Greasers, just because, like, he's so overly protective about his ride and makes a living off of destroying other people's rides. Which is why I imagine people are eager to ship him off to wherever.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm thinking it's like, it would be more like if you sign up for a show versus a demo. It's like, that would be the straw that breaks the camel back. Like, that's like, okay, you're being an extra bit of asshole today.
Mm-hmm.
If it was a demo, it'd be like, alright, fuck you, but we signed up for this, we understand.
Hey, who do lurkers tend to have issues with?
Everyone, pretty much. Let me see if there's anyone they agree with. Okay, the lurkers actually do like admin for the most part.
Yeah, because admin is in charge of the stuff that they're in charge of.
Yeah. They get along okay with the bums, because the bums don't stop them.
The lurkers run the power plant, right?
They are the power plant and maintenance.
Hmm.
Hey, do you want to get a new filter in your toilet? Trust me, filter in the toilet is absolutely necessary. Look, they're only going to also install 3 nuclear warheads that go off when you flush the toilet. It'll probably be fine.
It will be clean.
It will be completely clean.
We're gonna have a nuclear powered bidet.
Yeah, exactly. The radiation will sterilize it so good. The lurkers
the cleanest
also
ass this side of the Mississippi.
The lurkers also really like the janitors because they have noticed with their empirical data that people get less mad at them when there are janitors around. That is because the janitors will fix all the shit the lurkers leave broken. So like the lurkers, if you tell them there is a leak in a pipe underneath this bit of sidewalk, they will just destroy the sidewalk, tighten one bolt, and then leave. The sidewalk will not be usable.
I love the lurkers so much.
It's really fucking funny.
So the janitors will look at that, go, "What the fuck did you just do?" And then they'll restore the sidewalk.
No, the lurkers make things work. The janitors make things look good.
The janitors make things usable by
No,
customers.
they make things work.
Yeah.
They just make different things work that the lurkers don't care about.
Yeah. It should be noted that the janitors fucking despise the lurkers.
Yeah, it makes
They
sense.
recognize them as a necessary evil and nothing more.
One-sided love.
Tragic.
So,
It's-
how much will people be bothered by the fact that I have close association with the lurkers, even though I'm very obviously not one?
They're just gonna be confused. Like, how the fuck do you tolerate these guys?
How the fuck do you not have radiation poisoning?
How the fuck do you not have radiation poisoning is a big one.
I should I'll pick that up at some point, like radiation dampening.
Or you could pick up some of the lurker abilities where they just don't care about radiation and get superpowers from them.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about. I thought they just had an immunity or something to it,
They have multiple
but I don't
things
have
they
the
can
points
take.
for that.
one thing that should be known. A few important gang relationships to know about. One, the Greasers and the Upswing Kings fucking despise each other.
That is correct, yes.
That is because previously the Greasers got pretty much all of the stuff they wanted all the time. Now they have to split it with the Upswing Kings who needed to maintain the mall's air force.
Fucking Upswing Kings.
Uh-huh. They also they just disagree on a lot of stuff. Like, the Upswing Kings are big on honor and, like, big shows of force. Meanwhile, the Greasers will fucking trip you, kick you while you're down, and make fun of you for being on the ground.
You shouldn't have been on the ground then.
Yeah, the Greasers are like, why are you mad? We won.
Yeah,
It's just pretty weak.
skill diff.
Yeah, exactly. They're just incredibly toxic.
David, I just want you to know that I'm going to kill you.
Why?
The issue is
He's because I'm not playing with you right now.
what no one will deny though is the Greasers and the Upswing Kings maintain the two biggest trade routes. The Upswing Kings will use their Zeppelins to descend the cables and head down to 5 Points to pick up supplies from the lower slums. It is just a safe journey, pretty much, and the Greasers begrudge the Upswing Kings because they have to brave the high roads, which is full-on Mad Max, concrete sandstorms. The sun is a nuke going off at all times. And they have to survive that both ways to get to the Grand Circle.
Uphill, too.
Which is the Grand Circle is basically a city of Karens, and they have to trade with them. So they get no gratitude outside of whatever admin gives them. So the fact that they're splitting shit with the Upswing Kings pisses them off. They will go out of their way to slight them at every opportunity. It's about the worst relationship in the mall.
Oh, who do the lurkers hate the most?
The lurkers... They have some pretty bad feelings against the Sports Authority because the Sports Authority is a recent faction composed of refugees from the Crimson Wave that wrecked a good portion of the mall. So they don't trust them, and they hold a lot of grudge for how much work they made them fucking do. In general, the lurkers they don't have any, like, strong negative opinions. The only one that might be super, super bad is their relationship with the Order, the holy faction, like the church. Because the lurkers are not allowed on holy sites.
Oh.
So there is shit
bad.
they are not allowed to fix because they're not allowed in there, and they get really mad about that.
Yeah, that's rough.
Let's see. Admin has really bad relationships with the farmers because the farmers are about as anti-authoritarian as they get. There have straight up been times when the admin has gone up to the farmers and went, "Can you please just not sell this one drug?" And they're gonna go, "Oh no, our living conditions, our quality of life, it's not, how are we gonna make all this food? I guess we won't."
Okay.
Finally, the mall rats, they don't really have too many negative relationships.
Everybody loves them. Everyone loves the mall rats. They're just little guys.
They had some bad experiences early on where faction, like before things stabilized, people kept stealing their shit and beating the hell out of them because there was this perception that the mall rats were like glorified geek squad. It was like, okay, we're gonna take their energy shields, that's gonna give us an edge, and then a week later it's like, why did it break? They must have been using dumb shit, not realizing that, they don't know how to maintain that tech.
Mhm.
So basically, once the Mallrats became tech support Viet Cong, they started building tunnels in the walls, started leaving explosives everywhere. Most factions are like, okay, we're just gonna, you guys can do your own thing. The only thing that might really piss some people off is the greasers do like to steal their AI cores to make their cars intelligent and able to drive on their own, which the Mallrats really don't like. There have been several apocalypses narrowly averted by AI going rogue. And finally, the Order doesn't like the Mallrats because, one, they won't help them fix their church bulletins, and two, AI is an abomination.
Wait, what's that about bulletins?
The Order, like, they keep trying to get websites up and running, but none of them know how computers work.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
So all of their church
All right.
bulletins look like they're from the fucking 70s.
Like modern day church websites.
Yeah, they're like, come on, just it's running so slow. They open up their laptop, there's 80 banners on the web browser.
Look, modern churches figured out what WordPress is, and they're mostly fine now.
Yeah. All right, so that's like a crash course in the mall. Any final questions before we wrap up, you think?
I don't really got anything. I'm gonna get questions once we actually start playing, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of history in the mall. But
There's a lot of history in Hero Squad. I feel bad for like all of the inside jokes we're gonna laugh at and have to explain
I'm
properly.
clueless.
there's going to be a lot to discover just because it's like, it wouldn't make sense for your characters to know everything that happened ever. The mall's a big place. You'll figure it out as you go.
Yeah, and the setting itself is like what, 8 years old at this point.
No. Oh, I forgot to mention that.
Oh, longer.
The mall is it takes place really early on in the timeline. We are on year 2
Yes,
right now.
that's not what I meant, Sam.
Oh, is this all taking place in the same universe?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Well, universes.
Oh yeah, there's a multiverse in Hero Squad. So what happens is the city has been around for, this is the late start timeline. So where construction ran long on the city. So the city itself has been around for closer to 15 rather than the standard 10 that it was in Hub Squad and Mutant Squad.
Now, is the late start timeline, those usually are Quebexodus timelines, right?
No. It's just basically the city has been around longer, so people can have more of a history. Some stuff is more built up than it should be, but the city wasn't like the high tech stuff is more concentrated and a little bit rarer.
Okay, but what I meant when I said the setting is 8 years old, I did not mean time that has passed. in
Oh,
the
you
setting.
meant like I've written it 8 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sam, did you know that time exists? And passes without your consent?
Alright, I think that's a good place to end it. Have a good one, guys. Thank you so much for working out your characters.
Yeah, if you want to double check and make sure I did everything right on Caesar, I'm pretty sure I did.
Cool. We good to play next Tuesday, or did you guys want to do a different day?
Next Tuesday.
I should be
Next Tuesday should work. I don't know if I will be 100% good for doing it every week, but definitely next Tuesday, because this wasn't a real session. I mean, it was, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to, go
It
prepared.
absolutely is. I 100% agree. But I also didn't roll dice, so it's not.
Yeah, that's a you problem.
That said, I did almost get through an entire session of Gabe's game without rolling dice.
Delightful. Alright.
I think I rolled dice once in one of the sessions.
Alright. I am going to sign off. I'll see
All
you
right.
guys.
99.
Alright, farewell.
Good night.
I'm gonna phase shift to the